Alright, good afternoon students. So today we are going to go through our last two books, okay, our last two books on the Billabong as well as Cat and Kitten. Okay, so that will be our last two books. Alright, so let's go through number 9 first, okay? Book number 9 on the Billabong, alright? So today's topic will be on the Billabong. Okay? Alright, so firstly, what is the word here? What is Billabong? Okay? So Billabong is like a lake. Alright? A lake or a pond. Okay? Alright? So when we refer to something as a Billabong, it is like a lake or a pond. Alright? Okay. So let's start with the words that we have already known, okay? So on this page itself, from the first word we have egg, right? Egg. Second word we have sit. Alright? Sit. From, roof, jump, my, feet, okay, there's a double E here, so we need to drag the word out, feet, okay, E, so feet, alright, followed by camp, with th at the back, so alright, you need to have the sound, alright, so with, track, help, cool, okay, double O, so ool, okay, cool, like, toad, dump, glad, trick, swim, name, play, scent. Okay, so these are the words that we have already went through, and you should already be familiar with that. Okay? Alright, so let us move on to the main story itself. Okay? Alright, so this is the first page, okay? So on the bank of the Billabong stands a big old gum tree, alright? On the bank of the Billabong stands a big old gum tree. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a lake, right? This is a lake. So we refer to this as a Billabong. Okay? Refer to that as a Billabong. You can also know it as a lake or a pond. Okay? So this one, a lake or a pond or a Billabong. Alright? Okay, so on the bank of the Billabong stands a big old gum tree. Alright, so the new word or the new phrase here is on the bank of, right? So, okay, let me write it here, okay? On the bank of. Okay, so this is a new phrase. Okay, this is a new phrase. Alright, so on the bank of. Okay, so what does on the bank of means? Okay, so as you can see here, this is the pond, right? This is the pond. And when I say something is on the bank of, it means it is just at the side here, okay? It is just at the side. So, for example, I have a pond here. Okay, let me draw. Okay, let me draw a tree. Okay, a tree. How do you draw a tree? Like that. Okay. So I have a tree. All right. And then this is my pond, right? So if I were to say I have a tree on the bank of the pond, okay? So this is the tree and it is on the bank of the pond, okay? So it is at the side, all right? It is on the bank of the pond, okay? So that is what on the bank of means, all right? Stands a big old gum tree, all right? Stands a big old gum tree, all right? So another new word here is stands, right? As well as gum. We also have the word old. Alright? Okay? So, I'm sure that I do not need to explain what is the meaning of the word old, right? Old is very easy to understand, right? Okay. So now, I'll explain what is stands. Alright? So, okay, stands can have various meaning, okay? So if I were to say the tree stands, alright, the tree on the bank of the Billabong stands a big gum tree, right? So the tree stands here, okay? As you can see, the tree stands here, alright? Now what is a gum tree? Alright, a gum tree is a type of tree that produces gum, okay? It's a type of tree that produces gum, okay? Alright, so it's a special type of tree, okay? It is just like your, remember your drum, D-R-U-M, you have a special type of drum called the conga drum, right? C-O-N-G-A-D-R-U-M, conga drum. That is your special type of drum. And in this case, we have a gum tree, G-U-M-T-R-E-E. It is a special type of tree, okay? Alright, so that will be it for the first page. Okay, so on the second page, Nat the gull is in the old gum tree. Nat has a nest at the top of the tree. Okay? In the first sentence, Nat the gull is in the old gum tree. Alright, second sentence, Nat has a nest at the top of the tree. Alright? So Nat is the name of the gull, okay? So this is a gull, alright? Okay, so Nat the gull is in the old gum tree. Alright, remember the word in? Or preposition in? Alright. Nat has a nest at the top of the tree. Okay? So what is a nest? Remember what is a nest? We've learned that last week. So this is a nest, right? This is a nest. N-E-S-T, the nest. And we have eggs in it. We have eggs in it. Okay, these are your eggs. Alright? So that is the nest. And the nest is at the top of the tree. At the top. At the top means this is the tree, right? So the nest is at the top of the tree. Okay? The nest is at the top of the tree. Alright? Okay, so quite easy to understand, right? So far. Okay, the next page. In the nest is an egg. In the nest is an egg. Nat the gull sits on the egg in the nest. Alright, so on the next page, in the nest is an egg. Nat the gull sits on the egg in the nest. So, just now I was saying, Ned the gull is at the top of the tree, right? It has a nest at the top of the tree. And now the gull is sitting on the egg, alright? The gull is sitting on the egg. The hot sun cannot get on Ned and her egg. Ned is glad to have the cool gum tree to nest in, alright? So the hot sun cannot get on Ned and her egg. Ned is glad to have the cool gum tree to nest in. Alright, so now we have the sun here, okay? The sun here. And we all know that the sun is very hot, right? It's very hot. So of course, the sun will be shining on your gum tree, right? But fortunately for the gull, for Ned is hiding in the tree, okay? It's hiding in the tree. So the sun cannot get to him, alright? The sun cannot get to him, alright? So he is hiding in the tree, right? Okay. Remember the word glad? G-L-A-D. G-L-A-D. Alright? Now what is the other word for glad? Can you still remember what is the other word for glad? Okay? It starts with H, right? It starts with H and ends with Y. Alright? Okay? 3 seconds to think about it. What is the word? Okay, the word is happy, right? Happy. So when you are happy, you are glad. Okay? Alright. On the bank of the Billabong, just next to the old gum tree, sits Flip the frog. So on the bank of the Billabong, just next to the old gum tree, sits Flip the frog. Okay? So Flip is the name of the frog, right? Okay? So now you see on the bank of. The phrase that we have already learned is appearing again, right? Okay? So on the bank of the Billabong means, you see, this is the pond, this is the Billabong. On the bank means at the side, right? At the side. Okay? Just next to the old gum tree, right? Just next to the old gum tree. Alright, so can you still remember what is next to? Next to, okay? Next to has the same meaning as beside, right? Beside. B-E-S-I-D-E. This is our preposition, right? This is our preposition. Okay? Preposition. Alright? I hope you can still remember what are your prepositions, right? Such as your in, on top of, beside, behind. So far and so forth, right? Okay, so next to has the same meaning as beside. Alright? So in the story, they mention just next to the old gum tree, right? Just next to the old gum tree. So this is the old gum tree, right? So just next to the old gum tree we have a frog. We have a frog, okay? We have a frog. And the name of the frog is Flip, right? F-L-I-P, Flip. So we have Flip the frog. Okay? So Flip swims in the Billabong. But if the sun gets too hot, Flip sits in the old gum tree. Flip and Ned like to have the cool gum tree to sit in. Alright? So Flip swims in the Billabong. Okay? But if the sun gets too hot, Flip sits in the old gum tree. Flip and Ned like to have the cool old gum tree to sit in. Okay? So the frog swims in the Billabong, right? The frog swims in the Billabong. Okay? But sometimes when it is too hot, the frog will try to hide under the tree, okay, so that he can stay cool, right? Okay. A wombat digs on the bank of the Billabong. The wombat's name is Tess. But if it gets too hot to dig in the sun, Tess will go to the big gum tree. Okay? So a wombat digs on the bank of the Billabong. The wombat's name is Tess. But if it gets too hot to dig in the sun, Tess will go to the big gum tree. Alright, so now we have one more new member, right? We have the wombat. You still remember what is a wombat? Okay? W-O-M-B-A-T, right? You have learned this word before, wombat. Okay? So this is a wombat, alright? Okay. So now that you know what is a wombat, the name of the wombat is Tess, right? T-E-S-S, Tess. Okay? The wombat's name is Tess. Okay? Alright, so similarly, Tess is digging under the tree, right? Tess is digging under the tree. D-I-G. Okay, so remember what's the word dig? We've went through the word dig previously, right? Let me check which topic is it in. Okay, let me check which topic is it in. I think it is this one, right? On the hut, if I'm not wrong. The mud hut. Okay, the mud hut. So you see, dig, D-I-G, this word appears in the mud hut, right? Dig. So this is digging the mud. Okay, digging the mud. Digging. Okay? Alright. So similarly, Tess is digging the mud, right? Tess is digging the mud. But if it gets too hot, Tess will hide under the old gum tree, right? Okay. Tess has a tunnel at the tree. Tess likes to have the cool tunnel next to the cool gum tree. So Tess has a tunnel, alright? Tess has a tunnel at the tree. Tess likes to have the tunnel next to the cool gum tree. Alright, so you see the word next to appears again. The word next to appears again. Alright, so what is going on here is, first of all, what is a tunnel? Do you know what is a tunnel? T-U-N-N-E-L? Okay, let me find a space. Alright, good. T-U-N-N-E-L. Do you know what is a tunnel? Okay. Alright. So a tunnel, let me show you a picture of a tunnel, okay? Let me show you a picture of a tunnel. Hold on a second. Alright. Okay, so this is like a tunnel. Okay, this is like a tunnel. Okay? Alright, so a tunnel is like a place where you can go in. Alright, so this is a tunnel. You can crawl in from here. Okay, and you go out from here. So that is a tunnel, right? So you see, you can walk from here all the way to here, right? So you can walk through the tunnel. Okay? Alright, that is a tunnel. So Tess, the wombat, has a tunnel at the side of the tree, right? And Tess likes to have the tunnel next to the cooled gum tree. The cool gum tree. Okay? So the tunnel is beside the old gum tree. Right? On the bank of the Billabong sits a possum. Alright, sits a possum. His name is Tran. If the wind gets too hot, Tran gets cross. Alright, so we have another new member here. Alright, so on the bank of the Billabong sits a possum. His name is Tran. Okay, so this animal is called a possum. Alright, it's called a possum. So the name of the animal is Tran. Okay, so if it gets too hot, Tran gets cross. C-R-O-S-S is the new word here, right? C-R-O-S-S. Okay, so the word cross has the same meaning as angry, right? A-N-G-R-Y. So when it is too hot, okay, the possum gets cross, right? Gets cross. Meaning it is not happy, right? It is not happy. It is angry, okay? If it is too hot, Tran gets up to the top of the tree. Tess and Tran like to have a cool gum tree. So on the next page, you can see that if it is too hot, Tran gets up to the top of the tree. Tess and Tran like to have the cool gum tree. Alright? So you can see here, the cool gum tree is a place where your Tran, your Tess, and your gull, they hide here, right? They hide here so that they can get away from the sun, okay? So that it is not hot. Alright? So on the last page, Net, the gull, Flip, the frog, Tess, the wombat, and Tran, the possum, are glad to have the big old gum tree. Okay? So Net, the gull, Flip, the frog, Tess, the wombat, and Tran, the possum, are glad to have the big old gum tree. Alright? So that will be it for the end of the story on the Billabong, okay? So all in all, we have 4 animals, right? Can you still remember what are the 4 animals? Okay, the 4 animals. Firstly, we have gull, right? Gull is this one. Gull, okay, gull, the Net to the gull, right? Net to the gull. And secondly, we have this one. This is possum, right? This is your possum, okay? Alright. Tran the possum is this one, okay? And we have Flip the frog. See, the frog is here. The frog is here, okay? And lastly, we have Tess the wombat. So we have 4 animals, right? We have 4 animals hiding under the cool gum tree, okay? Alright, so that will be it for the end of the story on the Billabong, okay? Okay, so let us go through the words again, okay? Let's do a recap on the words again, quickly, alright? So, Billabong is a lake or a pond, okay? And the new phrase that we have learned today is on the bank of, okay? On the bank of, the new phrase. So when I say something is on the bank of something, it means it is at the side, right? Okay, we also have the word next to, which is the same meaning as beside, right? Okay, we have the word dig, we have the word nest, and we also have a new word, tunnel, Tunnel. This is a tunnel where you can go through, okay, where you can go through. Alright, so that will be it for the end of the story on the Billabong, okay?